Okay guys, this is a very, very short video. It's to give you a complete and clear understanding of the complete paradigm of us being the temple and the reason the Twin Towers were destroyed, so you understand completely what this is really all about, and you see past the illusion, you see past the bombings, you see past the government. I'm going to help you see past all of that into the real world, the spiritual world, which is the real world. Now listen closely, folks. I'm going to show you, when this camera turns, I'm going to show you the Twin Towers, and I want you to think of this. Twins are something that look the same. They look the same. The Twin Towers are two towers that look the same, standing next to each other. There's a parable in the Bible called the wheat and the weeds. The wheat looks just like the weeds. They're identical. Now, listen to me. When the two stand next to each other, the wheat and the weeds, you can't tell the difference. The only time you can tell the difference is when it's the harvest. Okay, now listen closely. At the harvest, the wheat bows down. The weeds stay straight up. We're going to put pictures of this edited into this video. Now listen to me. Because the only time you can tell the difference between the two is at the harvest, I'm going to prove to you we're at the harvest. Now watch this. Let's say we're humans and we're standing among these fallen angels. I'm submitting to you that all of us are hybridized to some extent. However, there's a hierarchy of this established hive. Now listen, I have had several people come up to me and say, Jonathan, I drew this picture of you. And I'm like, wow, that's weird. Why do people always want to draw pictures of me? And when they hand me the picture that they've drawn of me, they put an image of a dead sheep on my face. Well, sometimes on the top of my head, sometimes behind my ear, or sometimes right on the side of my face. But there's always a picture of a dead sheep on the image they draw of me. Why? Because the weeds are amongst the wheat. And they are the children of the devil. They're fully functioning children of the devil. And so the devil will grab hold of one of them and they'll look at me and they'll go, hey Johnny, how you doing, buddy? How's it going, man? Remember the story I told you about Alex? How's it going? It's even in Scooby-Doo, the movie, the first movie, Spooky Island. There's a training video where they say that they show how humans are, how you're supposed to act among humans. And they go, you know, we'll edit this in so you can see it.
You'll need to learn do's and and don'ts. Interaction between young people is polite and casual.
Hey, sorry, bro. I will crush your funky to dust.
Let me have a situation should be handled. Remember, today's young people have a language all their own.
Sorry, bro.
No, they worked on. You have to catch that new bit on the box.
True that. I'm up to sneeze, though.
See it. The one kid goes, hey, no big whoop dog. He winks his eye and points his finger. That's how I know when I'm in the presence of the enemy. Because if someone says, hey Johnny, how's it going, buddy? And they do that, they're closing one eye. And because of the twin paradigm, only an eye that's open is the all-seeing eye. And that's what's looking at you going like this. And he's mocking me through that person. That's why they go, hey, I drew a picture of you. It's like, why'd you draw a dead sheep on my face? Every time I've asked one of the people that has done this, that question, why'd you put a dead sheep on the image of my face? They freak out. They're like, ah! They start growling. I mean, I've had someone growl and run away. She went running away. I had another guy start frothing at the mouth, screaming. I was like, whoa. And I mean, we almost got in a fist fight right there. I was like, what are you doing? Well, you're the one that drew the picture, man, not me. And then the kid, Alex, at Starbucks, he's like, hey, Johnny, I drew a picture of you. I looked at Chris, the manager, and I go, hey, Chris, remember I told you a week and a half ago Alex was going to offer to draw a picture of me? Well, he drew a picture of me. And on it, there's a dead sheep behind my ear. Well, when I showed the picture to Chris was like, ugh. I was like, I told you. How would any human being know that some other human being's gonna walk up and draw a picture of me with a dead sheep on my face? That's insane. Unless you see into that world, which the Lord's allowed me to do. I'm gonna show you how to see into the world right now. You ready? The Twin Towers were a representation of the wheat and the weeds. Now, everybody know what a DNA marker looks like? Well, I'll tell you what. Let me just show you the Twin Towers first. Here the Twin Towers are. You see them? You see the Twin Tower here and here? I got some lines drawn on them. You see the windows going this way? See them? You know, see that? Okay. I'm not really showing you the Twin Towers. You know what I'm really showing you? I'm showing you DNA markers. Watch. Those are DNA markers, and we're going to fade them right on. Those are real DNA markers. So here's one DNA marker. Here's one species. Here's another. They're right alongside each other. Now let's fade into the Twin Towers. Watch. Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh, wow. What's up with that? Okay, well, why would they bomb the Twin Towers that represent the two different DNAs? Well, here's the reason why. Because they're saying, hey, there's no longer two, there's one. Because when those towers were bombed, and we're going to edit this in, the Illuminati and all their little, satanic freak show, they walked down into this pit, and they formed the all-seeing eye. And we're going to show that to you. If you want to see it on YouTube, it says the all-seeing eye at ground zero. They all walked into the pit. And they made an image of an eye. Right there. That's who this is. Hey, Johnny, I drew a picture of you. I'm going to show you guys the dead sheep. It's like happens all the time. I mean, when I say all the time, I've had it happen many, many times. People drawing images of me with a dead sheep on my face. Or even, they're people I know too. These are people that I know. So they're among us. Get it? So, here, let me show you real quick the paradigm exposed. So here you go. Here you have the two DNAs, which are a representation of the wheat and the weeds. And so they blew them up, and they turned the two Twin Towers into one DNA called the One World Trade Center. And if you look at the One World Trade Center, watch this. Look at the One World Trade Center. There you go. It's one thing right side up and one thing upside down. It's a mirror image of itself. And they still have their two little DNA things at the top, just put together, in one right side up and one upside down. Get it? The key to the kingdom of heaven. Turn it upside down and you'll see the truth. Now, here's how I know we're at the end of the age. Because I'm a harbinger. And I'm here to tell you guys, the temple has been destroyed. And you are living among Satan's children, just like the Bible says. It's exactly what the Bible says. But at the time of the harvest, we'll be able to tell the difference between the weeds and the wheat. That's how I can tell the difference. That's how I can say, see that guy right there? That guy's going to offer to draw an image of me. And when he does, he's going to put a dead sheep on my face. There you go. That's how you know. And we'll put the Scooby-Doo training video in this one for you too. So you can see how they mock you in movies. You'll understand. Clay's an awesome editor, eh? By the way, guys, we give out DVDs here for free. We don't charge for them, but we rely on support from anyone and everyone that will help us. We'll put our P.O. box. We need DVDs now to send out. We're running out. And we send out a lot of DVDs. All right. So, anything else, Clay?
I thought it was fascinating that someone commented about the ears, the wheat. They can only, another way you can tell the difference is that the ears they manifest, and then Jesus says, "He who has an ear, hear."
Yeah.
So those that are able to perceive this, what's happening in with the towers and everything, you've got the ears to hear it. Those that don't, I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's called an ear of wheat, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they grow ears.
They grow ears.
He who has an ear, hear.
He who has an ear, let them hear. Get it, wheat? I'm talking to the wheat, folks. All you weeds, I'm sorry, you got a fire coming for you guys. And all you that have an ear to hear what the Spirit is saying to the churches. It's time to go.
There's no temple.
Get ready. The harvest is here. That's how we can tell the difference. That's how I can tell the difference. Because they're showing up. Because the harvest is here. Okay, here's a quick addendum. My brother came into town. And I went to lunch with him and my family. And I went into the bathroom, at the restaurant we were at. And my brother comes in the bathroom and he looks at me and he goes, "Meh," and walks off. Why would my brother do that? We're going to show you in Guy Pearce's Time Machine why, okay? He and I have never gotten along. I was wondering, what's the deal? Why is he so against me? Let me show you why.
Tell me what's happening here.
Well, my sources are no longer fully annotated and my information is somewhat anecdotal. But I believe what was once one race is now two. One above and one below. Two distinct species that have evolved.
And how do those below survive?
That is the real question, isn't it? Well...
Okay, so you see this image right here? This is the image the kid Alex drew after I confronted him and I said, "Alex, let me ask you a question." We sat down at a table in Starbucks and I said, "Alex, why did you draw a sheep on my face?" And he went like this. He went from this nice kid like, "Hey, John," just like the Scooby-Doo video. Just like the Scooby-Doo video. He was going, I said, "Alex, have you ever seen any of my stuff, any of my website?" And here's how he was talking. He's going, "No, John, never. Oh, no." And I go, "Really? Well, let me ask you a question. Why did you draw an image of a sheep on this?" And he went like this. He goes, "Do you know who you're speaking with?" Just like that. In the middle of Starbucks, guys. If you want to see the whole account, go watch the Kingdom Divided series, and I give a whole account of what happened. But here's the point. This picture he drew of a skeleton tearing into two pieces, a beast and a shark, is actually a manifestation of what Kobe Bryant's new shoe. Kobe Bryant has this exact same thing on his new tennis shoe. So why are all these bizarre manifestations happening? I will tell you why. It's the harvest. The harvest is here. The wheat, we've bowed down to God. We said, we're guilty. We're sorry. We submit. We forgive us. The wheat submits, bows down. The weeds stand up. They're poison. They say, we're not doing nothing. You guys are fools. Y'all believe in God. Those are the weeds. They mock us. They say, oh, those bombings aren't on the U.S. currency. You're crazy. No. 1 Corinthians 2, for the things of the Spirit of God are foolishness unto the natural man. Neither can he perceive them, for they are spiritually discerned. So if you show this to people and they don't get the bombings on the money, walk away. Walk away. Your worst enemies will be members of your own household. Remember that. All right, guys. Well, pray for the lost, okay? And that's it, man.